Gaye DeRusso with the Majestic rider. So I want to show you, this is Copper. He's never been here before, and when I showed up no horses were around. Now they're showing up. So lots of people's horses, and I didn't really do much before I brought him here, like running him around and stuff like that. So lots of horses, you know, in the beginning when you take them places and they're not used to the place, can get a little antsy, and everybody kind of wants to choke them back and hold them back. And what your horse is telling you is that I got nervous energy, help me get rid of it. So you actually, if you're comfortable or if you got a friend who can do it, you want to get rid of that energy. So you can either ride it, like I'm riding him around and I'm letting him canter and gait and I'm just going forward. Or you could do it on the ground. You could lunge them or round pen them and run them around and then get back on, try it. If they're still too goofy, get off, lunge them some more. You know, give them another 10 minutes. Keep adding on 10 minutes until that horse quiets down. But in the beginning, he's with all new horses. He doesn't know any of them. And he's not in a familiar place. So this can happen with any of the horses. It doesn't mean they're bad or anything else. It just means they're not used to it. Now, he slowed down on his own. So now he's becoming, instead of reactive, he's starting to think. So now I'm letting him just kind of walk around and look. If he can calmly do it, it's perfectly fine. But if they're being antsy, everybody wants to hold them back and kind of, say, choke them back. And then you get nervous because they're a little excitable. And then you make them more nervous because you're holding them back. And then they want to move their feet more instead of just being calm. So all I did was come out here and just go forward. Let them use that energy up. So if you're meeting your friends, you're going to a new place and the horse is like this, you know, tell them to kind of, whatever, eat some lunch, hang out, and give you some time. And then you go wear your horse out for a bit. Now, if we just had left and gone on trail, I think he would have been just fine. But we didn't. He's standing there where he can't see any of the other horses. He doesn't know what's going on. And of course that makes him nervous. It's like me dropping you off in the middle of an airport in Europe. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you're going. And you got no direction. You're like, I can't even read this stuff. It's not in English. It's in some other language. So I can't even figure out where I'm supposed to go. Okay? So now he walked around. So now I'm going to push him forward again. So he got some time to relax. And at some point I have to tuck this halter in that you see kind of sticking out, which is annoying me, but I don't want to do that until he's calm. So don't get focused on things like that, like unless your bridle's falling off or something. You just go forward first, and then once they calm down, then you can fix things. Unless it's your saddle, of course, that's different. But you might have to get off and get back on if the horse is not being calm. Okay. So I'll show you in a couple minutes, but overall this is no big deal. This is how a lot of horses start, that once they start traveling and doing this stuff all the time. See, now he slowed down and I'm like, no. I let him walk a little bit. I was like, good job, but let's keep going, wear some of this off. And you want to go both directions in here. That's nice they have an arena here, and then once I come out of the arena, then I'm going to ride around the property, and then we'll get to the obstacle course too. And then them staying and camping makes a huge difference. With some horses, especially the more sensitive ones, like he's more sensitive, and it might look like he's moving, but he's got little short legs, so he can only move so fast. He really doesn't go that fast compared to the horses I'm used to. But you want to prepare them, and that way when we go out, they'll be more relaxed and calmer versus, you know, reactive. Okay? So if we had gone out and he was like, when I just came into this arena, I could feel he was a little nervous and forward, I just would have went forward. And this is the hard part. You go forward, but you're not going crazy. Okay? You're not going super fast. You see, I didn't go super fast at all. We're foxtrotting some, and we're doing a little saddle gait, but we're not going super speedy, and we did some canter. I just want to keep going forward, but I don't want to run. If you run kind of crazy, you know, or start galloping to wear them out, that actually usually brings the adrenaline up, not down. So you want to wear it off, but with moderation, going forward, but not too fast, and let them work it out. Okay, so now I've gone around a little bit, not really long. It was only 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most that I've been in here. And now he feels more like his normal self. He tends to walk out. He doesn't walk super slow. So now he feels more normal to me. So I'm going to take him outside of here. And now I'm just going to ride around the property. We're going to see how he does. Okay? And remember, all this is new. And they're not used to it, so they could be a little bit spooky. So if he starts moving, now he's just looking at this stuff, so my hands are wide, sitting back, pressure down in my stirrups, because that'll help you stay on if they spook. And it's just because it's new, because he doesn't care about much. But I gotta show him, like, you're okay, Copper. We're fine. Let's just take a stroll. So it's just me and him. Now when you have other horses with you, it can be fine. If you're with other horses and those other horses are amped up, well, then that can make your horse more nervous. And it's sometimes better just to walk around by yourself, okay? So you want to be with calm horses, not ones that are amped up, that are going to make your horse more amped up, especially if you're a nervous rider. That's going to make everything worse, you know? So then just have everybody go work their horses so they calm down, and then go together once they're calmer. You don't want to start out crazy. Okay, so he's doing pretty good for being a little excitable 5-10 minutes ago, right? So now all I'm doing is he will tend to look around. That's usually because somebody let them look around, so they don't know any difference. And then sometimes they haven't had somebody they can believe in, so they're looking because they don't trust the person. So all I'm doing is very lightly, if he looks right, I squeeze with my left hand to straighten him out. If he looks left, I squeeze right with my right hand. If he's calm in doing it and I don't think he's worried and there's nothing to trip on in front of us, then that's not as big a deal, okay? But if they're looking all over and you got bad footing and your horse is going to trip and fall down, no, don't let him look. But right now he's being calm, so I was like, if you stay calm, I'll let you. It's fine. But you'll see his head's pretty straight. He knows me, so I'm not having to correct much at all. But of course, when other people get on, you might have to tell that horse, like, hey, you got to keep your head straight with me too. Okay. But overall, doing pretty good. So it's just the new surrounding. It's not like he's not used to cars or any of this stuff. He's good with all that stuff. But he's somewhere different. He's like, I don't know what Gaye's going to do with me today. She's always doing new stuff. So that's just normal, like, you know, unsure of what's going on. Good boy. But he didn't do anything crazy. He just acted a normal, sensitive horse way. I'm kind of nervous. Help me. I'm like, okay, let's go work it out. Make you back into a calmer horse. Okay? So you can make the situations better, or you can make them worse. Again, if I ran him around like a nut job, that would have made him worse. If I didn't take him and work him at all, that might have made him worse. So you gotta get right in between, and that's why the more you know, the more you can help your horse. The less you know, the more likely you're going to do something wrong, and that's how you learn. But again, you don't want to get hurt in the process. And we all know horses are dangerous. They react differently to every single person who gets on. You'll have a calm horse get nervous just because of the rider that's on him, or the rider does the wrong thing. So my friends still aren't ready, which is good because I want to go out here. And Copper tried to go slower. It's a German Shepherd that's staring at us over there. And so I want to keep him moving. Even though he tried to walk, I'm like, no, I'd rather have you keep moving and work on it. Hi. Now that. He wants to become a horse dog. He's like, we could go so much farther. No. So now the dog's gone into prey mode. And it's dragging the guy, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. And what I'm going to do is cut across. Let's change our direction, because I don't want Copper to feel like he's being hunted, which he is right now. You know, that guy's trying to keep control of his dog, because that could make him nervous. So I'm making a decision like, hey, let's get away from that dog, because it's no longer looking friendly. It's looking like it wants to chase us if that guy drops the leash by accident. And he's got one of those retractable leashes. So danger when a dog goes into prey mode, double danger when it has a retractable leash that could wrap around your horse's legs. So think of stuff like that, and you're just like, good decision would be, let's get away from him. Okay? I'm going to go back over there. I'm just going to go back the other way. So you're always trying to think, how can I help my horse? And that's when you try to make decisions. Now, see, now that I left, you can't see the dog. He's walking over there. Now the dog has gotten calmer. So that's how I dispersed the dog's energy, was by getting away. So of course, Copper's doing fine, but of course he's looking at those other horses like, can't we go over with them? And I'm like, nope, no we can't. We'll be with other horses in a minute. You're gonna have a good time. It's fine. Now, say you got a horse that has lots of trail miles on it, or it's been a field trial horse, but it hasn't gone in a while. So you haven't gone out for 3 to 6 months, or 9 months, or a year. Any of the horses can act like this, even the best horses in the world, when they haven't been out, or they've been to a different place and for some reason it reminds them of something, or they've never been to a place that looks like this, and they'll get antsy. So it's good to work them, get them calm so you can control them, and you can do it on the ground, and then you can hand walk the horse around and get them used to all the stuff, graze them around, and just let them see the sights and see that nothing's here to hurt them. Yes, it's new stimulus. Yes, we're in a different place, but it's all good. You're with me and I got you. Okay? And sneezing is always good. It's a release. So, again, there's lots of stimulus here. I was just riding in the woods with nothing going by, but I got a Mack truck next to us. I wonder if he'll beep the horn. So, again, horses will do lots of stuff for you, but you gotta help them. See, he sped up just a little as that truck was making some noise, and I just let him go. And then he's like, thanks. Feel better when I'm moving my feet. Thanks for not choking me back, because that makes me more nervous. So it's always give and take, give and take. And it's not, I don't want to ride him on a loose rein like this in the beginning. He's doing okay now, because then I'm not there for him. And he's like, Gaye went out to lunch. What the hell? Where'd she go? So be there. It should be that you can feel, and I'm just riding with light contact with my fingers. I'm using like 2 of my fingers right now, just to touch the rein and give it a little squeeze, and then I let him go for a couple steps, and then if he's speeding up, I just do it again. But you want that rein to stay straight when you're needing to help them, not to have a big loop in it. And so they know you're there, and then as they get better and calmer, then you can start loosening up. So we're going to go around one more time, then we're going to try and get through some of these obstacles. Okay, so I guess this is a box. I'm not sure what it is. Copper. Good job, Copper. He's like, that was kind of stupid, yeah. But he did it. This is just a zigzag. Again, this might give you some ideas what to do at home. This is more for like backing up through it, but I don't want to back up right now. And this is the barrel thing that we twist. Haven't done anything like this with them, so we'll see if I can get him to push it or what will happen. And now when he pushes it, it moves. He might get scared, he might not. Can you push it? Good boy. So don't knock it over, Copper. So I'm just steering behind it, and I'm pushing just a little bit with my legs. He's like, I'm done with that. Push it. Good boy. See him getting mad? He's like, I don't want to push it anymore. Just one more. Because because now I started it, so now I want him to push it. And you see I'm going back and forth until he gives in and pushes it once. No. Now you might think, well, why has he got to push it one more time? Because I started him doing it. Good boy. And I want him to learn, when I ask you to do something, I want you to do it, and then we'll be done with it. Okay. Now, these things are weird. You kind of go through them. They wiggle, so we'll see. So usually when you face home, everything's easier. When you're facing away from home, it's harder. So right now we're facing away from home, so we'll see if he does it or not. And they might get scared when these things hit them, so you sit back. Good boy. So very brave. You're doing great with the obstacles. So this shouldn't be hard. It's like a wagon thing, but it's just like a shelter of a horse cover. So besides it moving, it should be pretty easy to get your horse through. This is a water thing with ducks. That looks disgusting. He's like, I don't know about that. Now remember, they don't see the depth like we do, so he doesn't really know that it's a foot or two. So I'm letting them look, I'm letting them smell it. I don't want you to really drink it because that's gross. Because then he can see better, he can turn his eyes side to side. The sun's hitting the pond, so that makes it hard too, and the water's not moving. So they know it's not a river, but they don't know how deep it is. So I'm just going to give him a minute. If he turned and tried to walk away, I would turn him back, but he's not turning and walking away, he's just looking. Okay. Okay, so now he's like, I think I'm going to eat some grass. That usually tells me that they're okay with it, and it's time for me to try to give a little push. Now the pawing's normal. It's to see how deep it is. Okay, and I'm going to ask him again. It's weird to make horses go in pools. They'll go in rivers, but these things are weird. So I'm not letting him get away from it. I just keep pushing him. Then when he makes an effort, I'll stop pushing him. Good boy. So that's an effort, so I stop. Good boy. Good job. So he did it once, good enough for me. Good boy, Copper. Good boy. But you saw, if I gave up, he wasn't going to do that. He's like, this is stupid. Why are we walking in here with ducks? I'm like, I don't know. All right. So now we go over logs. Same thing, he's got to think. I would never do this in the beginning when they're not thinking. If you're going to do an obstacle course, and I'm going for the lower side of the log, if you haven't noticed that. They're not going to be thinking in the beginning, so wear some energy off first. Okay. And if they won't go through it, or over it, or whatever it is, I just keep them in front of it. It's okay if they're moving. See, he's doing all this stuff pretty well. I just keep them in front of it, and I won't let them go away from it until they make an effort. Okay? So now we're going to go back over these tires. The small tires are hard because your horse can turn and get you away from it so quickly. The bigger tires are easier. So let's try for a big tire first, and then we'll go to the little ones. Now I'm steering. Good boy. So he did the tires like a pro. Okay? Now let's go to the other side. Alright, once we get over here, there's a couple bridges. So when you start with bridges, he didn't know how to really do bridges, but I did that on the trail at one time, and then he's gone over it in Pebble Beach too. So the more they do it, of course, the more they get comfortable. But there's a teeter-totter here, and then there's a suspension bridge, so the bridge moves. Sometimes that makes people panic more than the horses panic. So, but our energy changes, and then the horse goes, I don't want to do it. Something's wrong with this one. She's getting freaked out. So, do I want to start with the teeter-totters? No, because those are harder. Don't start with those. You just start with the easy. Easy is first. Build up your confidence. Very easy things. Okay? Now I'm heading towards where all the other horses are. So again, that will make it easy as well, because of course he's going to want to go see them. Okay. So we're going to go over this flat one. So hands wide, keep blocking, because again, why would they go over it if they don't have to? They're always trying to keep themselves safe. Okay, now we're going to go up the stairs, so you got to block them and hold the horse. It's okay if they stop, but not okay if they run out. And he's not paying attention. Okay. Now we're going to try the suspension bridge. He's headed right for these other horses. This is the bridge that moves. So keep steering. Now it's moving under his feet. And there, he stepped off it a little bit. He got scared. So what I'm going to do is get off and help him and show him how to do it. So here we go. It's okay, because you don't want that to happen when you're out there riding, right? So it's much easier if he follows something. This is a scary one. That's why it's good that they keep it low. So if something like that, they step off and they put dirt around it, it helps. So we're going slow, easy, easy. So I want him to step on it and feel it. Then I'm going to come forward again. Go boy. Good job. So I don't want him to rush it, because that's why he kind of got off it. He said, this bridge is going to break, lady. I'm getting off of it. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good job. Again, he doesn't know who built it or anything else. So now we're going to do it going away. So you got to steer, help them to stay on the bridge. So you got to know how to steer on the ground. Good boy. Now we're going to stop. So we're going to walk, stop, walk, stop. What I'm doing is explaining the job to him. Like, I want you to walk, stay calm, and stop, and not run over this. Okay. Now, is that good enough? It could be, but why not do it again? Better to do it more than not doing it enough before you get back on. Good job. It makes a lot of noise. It creaks, and it's getting beat up. So now while I'm down here, I might as well take him over the, oh boy, the teeter-totter, because I'm already on the ground. So let's do that. So it's hard. Again, horses aren't used to stuff giving out underneath their feet. When stuff gives out, what happens? They could get hurt. So they don't know that these are obstacles that we made and they're safe. They just go, you're crazy, you're trying to kill me today. So I'm going up on this teeter-totter one, and we're going to get up there and then slowly go forward so it slowly comes down, because he's not going to know it's going to move. Good boy. So see how I stop? Now I'm going to walk a little further. Now it went up and down. He stayed with me though. Come forward. You're heavier than me. Good boy. Now come off. Good job. So now let's do this other one. You guys think this is not scary because you see it and you're like, what's the big deal? This is very scary for a horse. Okay? Some will just do it because they're oblivious they can get hurt. But the ones that are smart, they're like, I don't know about this. So we're going to slowly go down. This one doesn't clunk as much. Good boy. Then we're going to do them again. So I'd rather overdo it than underdo it. Good boy. But here we go, Copper. He's like, we can just step off and then we don't have to do it. Okay. So a lot of you guys go to obstacle courses and just expect your horses are going to do this stuff. Why would they? It's scary. Good boy. Now that went up as I got off of it, and then he jumped. He's like, it's freaking out. Let's get off of it. Good boy. I don't like that one either. All right, so now let's get on and try them. These guys still aren't ready. It's hard because they tip and then they sometimes fling back. And you might just be totally paying attention to that horse. Now that's okay. So he made a try there and it moved and he's like, I just do not like this. And I'm like, that's okay. You tried. You tried. And that was enough. Oh boy. That's perfect. Will you do it one more time?
Yeah, do you want to do it the same
direction?
Back, I guess, like this way.
The way you're going's good. So see, once they see another horse will do it, they're more likely to do it. And this stuff's scary. Oh, go. I'm good. Thank you. There we go. That's good.